You're watching live Impact News right now, and here we are covering some of your local headlines, one being the update on Mecklenburg County Jail and the overcrowding crisis that Sheriff McFadden talked about here, broke it here on live Impact News last Tuesday. He said that he has plans to reopen Jail North to ease that overcrowding at the Mecklenburg County Detention Center. But for now, we understand that facility will not be opening, and that plans, not that plans are on hold, but that the actual opening is on hold. So our Jessie Pierre is on this story today. She joins us in studio right now, and she has the latest. So Jess, what has changed since last week?
Well, like you mentioned, Sheriff McFadden talked about the overcrowding issues that they're dealing with at the main detention center. And so one of the solutions that they're looking to fix that is to house the overflow at Jail North. In the meantime, there's been a lot of conversations about reopening Jail North for juvenile offenders that are Mecklenburg County youth. So those discussions have been kind of ongoing for a while, with advocacy groups and the sheriff and the state. So last week there was a meeting on Thursday, and the last I heard from that meeting is that there was obviously a shift of priorities because of the overcrowding. So those discussions for the juvenile, to bring those juveniles in, or to do that, is kind of on hold as of right now, so they can focus on the overcrowding. We've talked, and when McFadden was here, he talked also about how the overcrowding impacts resources, staffing. It's a safety issue at the same time, and so forth, which is why they need the extra space. But it also impacts, the classes and resources and services that they do offer there too. So I speak to different advocacy groups who work with jails and talk about how that impacts the classes that they can hold and so forth, but they also talk about how important those classes are to provide mentorship and really help folks turn their lives around when they get out. And that is why they say it's so important to be able to resolve this overcrowding issue. Now, at the same time, the advocates that I spoke to don't want overcrowding issues to delay reopening the Jail North to the juveniles, and just trying to figure out a way to make that all happen, And, at the end of the day, it all comes down to more funding, more staffing, more everything, right?
Right.
So, yes.
So these advocates, they really want the Jail North, with its original intent being for juveniles, to stay just for juveniles. But the million-dollar question is then, how do we do with the overcrowding? So what do we do with first? Can we do it at the same time?
Well, one thing that has been brought up by two of the different advocates that I've spoken to in the past is that there's multiple buildings, involved with Jail North. And so could there be a possibility that you can still have your overflow but still not delay, and have another building for the juveniles? They can still stay separate and so forth. I think at the end of the day, then we're still looking at staffing. And even when it comes to the overflow, Sheriff McFadden, says that he can do it once he gets the staffing, you know what I mean? So they have this bonuses and all this incentives to try to hire people to do that right now. So, we'll just kind of have to wait and see. And then next week, there's more discussions about Jail North and the juvenile center and so forth for juveniles, So the discussions are not going away for that. It doesn't seem like anytime soon, because from my understanding and what I've heard from advocates is that housing Mecklenburg County youth here means they have the best chances for getting on track, because they're closer to their resources, closer to their family, closer to services in the county where they would end up being out in, you know what I mean? Instead of being all the way in Cabarrus County and so forth. So that is why many of them want to see Jail North reopen.
And so it almost speaks to the strength of programs designed for just juveniles, and to get them back out if they do have to go, serve some time, get back in a better way and improve their lives.
For sure. It speaks to the strength of programming on all sides, from the adult side and the juvenile side. At the end of the day, it seems like the more services and more resources you can provide any group, the better outcome they have.
Okay, so in the meantime, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Something's got to give.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Jessie's got that story covered for us today. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you.